are in Prescott, Arizona at the Hacienda Inn on our ghost hunt. We're here to see if we can find the ghost of Faith. She was a newlywed who hung herself in 1929 after her husband left for a pack of cigarettes and never returned. Let's see if we can find her.
The hotel was built in 1927, and it was built soon after Prescott was the first territorial capital, and it became a premier railroad and mining center. And there were just a number of small little boarding houses and bawdy houses and things of that nature, and the citizens really thought that they needed a first-class hotel. They put together a subscription of stock certificates of $1 a piece that they sold to the population, to the citizens, and they sold them in $1 increments. And there, some people bought $1, some people bought $5, some people bought $40,000. So the prominent citizens in town, and basically the population in town, built this hotel from subscription for the princely sum of $250,000. The hotel, when it was built, also didn't have bathrooms en suite, as we say. There were no private bathrooms. You had to go down the hall, and there was a communal bathroom on each floor. So later on in the 50s, bathrooms were added to all the rooms. And so that's kind of the history of the building itself.
The first year I was here, I was coming down from the lobby, down Peacock Alley, and rounded the corner, and there was a man standing there about, I say 6'2", dressed in period clothing, and he had a chain hanging out of his pocket. And I come back here, I really didn't pay attention to it, and I saw him walk past here, and he went over there and he shook the door. And then he just disappeared. And I was like, I went over there and went to shake the door, and it took some energy to do that, to get it to make that noise. And whatever, they say that the lady that works in the laundry department, she also had seen the night watchman, and nobody believed it until I came to work and I saw him also.
Faith was a very young woman, some say a woman too young to be married, but a very young woman. And in 1929, married an older man, and they came to the Hacienda Inn for their honeymoon, and spent one night. And as the story goes, the groom went out for a pack of cigarettes, a proverbial pack of cigarettes, and never returned. And Faith, being a young woman, not knowing what to do, was holed up in her suite for about 3 days, waiting for her new husband to come back, and he never did. And so in her depression and despondency, she hung herself in the tower of the hotel. There's been sightings of Faith. We have things happening in the kitchen where a whole row of serving utensils will be swept off of a counter and onto the floor, and Nobody's close to it. We've had reports of people that have stayed in her suite, which is suite 426, waking up in the middle of the night and somebody standing at the end of the bed with flowers in her hand. There's been reports of, cold drafts coming through the room, television going on and off at odd hours, and some of these reports are from people that have gone to the suite not knowing anything about faith or not knowing that it was the haunted suite. We get a lot of requests for people that do want to stay in the haunted suite. So there's been a lot of reports of faith throughout the years.
2 months ago, I was walking down the walkway over here, and there was a gypsy standing like this up on the wall. I turned around, I almost took off running. She was standing like this on the wall out there. When I saw that, I always took off running. I turned around and looked, she was gone.